Why do we play games? What is it about games that appeal to us? The simple yet complicated answer is that we play games for the experiences they provide. The 8 core experiences we find in games are the challenging experiences, the narrative experiences, the experiences of progression, the experiences of fantasy, the social experiences, the expressive and creative experiences, the emotional experiences created by our senses, and finally, the experiences of discovery and exploration. These 8 core experiences are the source of almost every experience in games. Not every single one, but the vast majority of experiences found in games fits within one of these categories. Let's go through each of them in order to understand why we play games. Games can challenge the player in countless ways. Challenges that rely on mechanical skill, knowledge, decision making and teamwork are common in games. In League of Legends, players need to work together with their teammates. They need to understand how the game works, which enables them to make decisions on what to do in the game. Players then need to execute on those decisions through mechanical skill, which is to say, pressing the correct buttons at the correct time. Overcoming the challenge laid out by the game can give a deep satisfaction and a feeling of success and mastery. Any sort of challenge fits within the challenge category of the core experiences. Games can tell all kinds of stories. Stories about characters, stories that evoke emotions, stories that make us think. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has an incredible story. A story centered around themes of grief, death and life. The game's character and the world building is solid. The writing is great. The gameplay also enhances the story. All of these things are important to the story or the narrative and the experience it provides. All kinds of experiences derived from stories fits into the narrative category of the core experiences. Games can create a feeling of moving forward, of progressing. You may go on a journey through a desolate landscape. You might unlock better equipment or a new level. In MMOs such as Warframe, the player constantly moves forward through progression. They might do a quest, they might travel across the world, they might gather resources. They can fight bosses or mobs for equipment to get more powerful. New areas can be unlocked. But progression as an experience is more than just a single progression system within the game. It is the feeling of doing something, of progressing in some manner. Anything that moves you forward in some manner fits well within the progression category of the core experiences. Games craft the foundation for players to immerse themselves into all sorts of fantasies, from role-playing to living in another world. Red Dead Redemption 2 offers the player the fantasy of living in the Old West. The game allows the player to roleplay as an outlaw, to live off the land, to rob, to kill, to ride across the landscape and so forth. All of these types of fantasies, and every other type of fantasy you can think of, fits into the fantasy category of the core experiences. Games can provide amazing social experiences. Hanging out with your buddies on voice call in either a competitive environment or a chill one. Among Us is a social deduction game, where the social interaction is the core part of the experience. It has the potential to provide an amazing experience, almost purely based on the social experience and social interactions. Any sort of social interaction, indirect or direct, fits well within the social category of the core experiences. Games can offer the player the freedom to express themselves. That can be creativity or the expression of personality. In Minecraft, you can build whatever you can imagine and personalize your character and your environment to represent your own personality. The game offers a sandbox experience which facilitates freedom for the players. Any sort of self-expression or creativity fits within the expression category of the core experiences. Games can evoke strong emotions through our senses, which means visual elements such as art, or audio elements such as music. It includes the atmosphere of a game, the feeling of the environment and the game. I hope that looking at the background footage of Gris and listening to the music evoked some sort of emotion in you, and showcased how emotions can be produced through your ears and eyes. Anytime your senses are the primary source of experience fits well within the sensation category of the core experiences. Games can provide a player with an adventure, a journey to discover and explore something. In Skyrim, the player can go on an adventure as they explore the world and discover its secrets. There are new areas and cities to discover, new characters, new stories and quests, new equipment and upgrades. The feeling of discovering something unexpected can be extraordinarily satisfying. Any sort of exploration and discovery fits within the discovery category of the core experiences. One of these 8 reasons, and probably several, if not all of them, are the main reasons people like to play games. If you like games, you likely have a preference as well. One type of experience you like more than others, and some you like less. These categories are of course very broad and can easily be split into several layers of subcategories to further refine your taste and preference. That is beyond the scope of this video though, but might be something I will make if there is interest for it. Thinking of games as experiences and splitting them into categories makes it easier to understand them. That makes it easier to talk about and discuss games as well. Understanding how games work is very convenient for players, game journalists, game reviewers, and game developers. Anyone that is interested in games or work with games in some capacity really. I hope that you got something out of this video, and please leave a comment if you have some opinions on what I've discussed. And if you would be interested in more in-depth videos on the different categories and how they typically work and present themselves in games. Thank you for watching.